Afternoon all. Give it a few more seconds. We'll get started for as per normal. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I have to hold occasionally, let people in. Hope people will join. Hey, yeah, okay, let's just start off with the fact that let's go the economic calendar to start with. Not that much today. Let's have a look. PMI came out for the UK, more or less as expected, no big deal there. PMI's come out for the States at 5. So it's of importance. It's not a great deal of importance. Just looking ahead to tomorrow, a couple coming out tomorrow, but it's not quite like last week. That was hectic. Anyway, so let's start off by looking at today's trades catch up. We'll start off with the S&P 500. Let's start alphabetical US dollar, Japanese yen. We had a buy on this one. Where is it now? Yeah, 135. We could get it. But some guys, I don't know if you actually entered later on. I'll be honest, I did a little bit later because it was a busy chat to you guys. I'm going to break it that night. I went in a little bit higher than I'd like, but anyway, I was chatting to you guys. I got in a little bit late. I think it was about 135.15, I think it was. But some got it maybe 135.10. I don't think it retraced the pending order. I don't know chase. Anyway, I know a few people they mentioned they're in it. Well, if they are in it, clearly they're up at the moment because it's 135.69. Just did a jump actually quite recently because it came off a little bit. So yeah, in the last hour or so, it's coming off a bit, which gave me a bit of a jip. It's a 15-minute chart. It seems to be pressing at the moment anyway. It goes up and down. You might have a bit of a pullback from here on the daily. Who knows? But anyway, the dollar index is still okay-ish. So maybe we can get a bit more follow through. Bottom line is rim profit. If you got in to 135 or 0.30 or below, if you want to play safe and put your stop loss at 135.30, suggest you do so. Okay, just in case. But if you will risk obviously being stopped out as it comes down and goes back up again, just bear that in mind. So I'm leaving it as your choice. If you don't want to do that, you want to keep the stop where it is, that's up to you. If you want to play safe, you won't lose, but you might come back, stop you out, and then continue up. That's your choice. But anyway, we're doing all right. Well, unsurprisingly, yes. But some funny things happen to the market Friday. You wonder why. Hang on a minute, it makes sense. What's going on here? Yeah, but it's serious and how it should be. Yeah. Okay. So that's doing okay so far. S&P 500, we got in 81, I think it was. Yeah, 81. S&P is not doing too badly. We're about 50 pips in profit. You might want to put it down to entry now. Just modify your stop to entry just in case. But yeah, it's doing okay. That's your choice. I'll give you that option and I'll remind you of it at the same time. That's not doing too badly. What's NZD CAD we did on Friday? That was at 86. Is it 86? Writing 86.30, I think it is. NZD CAD. Not too bad. It's a little bit of profit at the moment. We'll sell about 40 pips or so. Yeah, maybe move the stop to entry if you're still in it or took it at all. If not, ignore it. Don't chase it now. So that's not looking too bad. We looked at gold. I think some guy want to buy it, some sell it. Anybody actually did it, but it looks like the gold sold, which I have to be honest, I promoted. If you did do it, you're actually in a bit of a profit at the moment. Maybe a bit. If you stop to 1800 now, might push you like a bit, $88 away. You can maybe jump back. Up to you anyway. If you want to protect yourself, you can do it. If not, let it run down a bit further. I still see some more downside, but I will have a look again tomorrow whether to chase it from here. 20 is up technically below that. I will look at the DXY, etc. tomorrow. Okay, so but anyway, whatever. If anyone took it, it's not doing too badly. So that's the dollar sorted. Right. The next one, the lines of pound USD. We got in as a sell 22.80. It's a bit of profit, not being up and down a bit, to be honest. So it's not really shooting the lights out, but it's okay. It's not really, it's not giving us jib, but it's not great. It's okay. Give me a bit of a worry. I'm the wrong one. That's a bit better. Where are we? 80, yeah. It's not sorry, yeah. It's not shooting the lights out, but at least it's in profit. Anyway, so can't complain. Got a little bit worried earlier on. It took like 1.23, and now what's going on? But that was just going, as you say, with the DXY. So it's not the end of the world. So anyway, it's a little bit of profit there. Obviously, sit with it. Don't figure your stops at this stage. But at least it's in the plus side. Okay, let's go on to CHFJPY. What do we have to buy at 144.61? CHFJPY. Yes, up 20 pips. Bit to move the stop, but at least it's in a profit. Come back later. If it gets near 145, we can move the stop. At least that's doing okay as well. So far, so good, eh? Brent, we got in some guys, well, most people already in it. We're talking about guys who joined it later or took their profit and going for it again. So we did another one on Brent. That's doing very nicely. 85.56. Now that's what, $2 in profit. Up to was up by $2. So in a nice profit there. Very nice. I don't know. It's up to you. I think maybe you can move your stop to entry on that. Just jumping around. I mean, I thought it was a likely trade. That's why some of you guys didn't want to wait for a pullback to go for it. I don't want to be pushy on that, but I have to be honest. I think that was the wise decision. I know I'm saying in hindsight, but I didn't want to push it, and then you could come off further, and then you're gonna be disappointed in myself. But I'm glad you overrode me. Actually, I went for it because the likelihood with Saudis, like I mentioned, not changing their stance on their outlook was positive for Brent, and that panned out so far quite nicely. So protect yourself. I'll move it up to entry. $2 is enough room to move up and down and enjoy the profit. Hope that's all clear. Oh yeah, and the last one, did we do the trade? Well, then we did, but that was sent out after trading room to my guys who got the WhatsApp AUD/USD. It's not brilliant. 68. No, it's not bad. It's not brilliant. It's not bad. At least it's a couple of pips in profit. I sent out a suggest to sell at 68, 68.78 SL, 66.47 to TP, and so far it's a bit of profit. So I'm going to start off with this because some of these guys are not on my WhatsApp. So if you're not on the WhatsApp, you didn't see it. What happened there? We'll do it now because it's not too late to chase. Yeah, it's only 6 pips away, so you can put a pending order join it now. I'll put the thing in anyway. So you can make your choice from there. 6878. 1. and 6647. 0.6647. You still get a reasonable reward? Just about. If you want to chase it now, but it comes off any further, it'd be a bit late to chase it. If you want to do it, you better do it now. Put the SL and TP in after you press the sell button. If you don't want to do it, well, don't do it. But if you want to get a better price, it may or may not occur. Could happen, I don't know. The ups and downs, we all know, is impossible to tell. Very, very short term, it's impossible. But you might get a better price, you can chase it now. It's just about chaseable, on the verge of being chased now, if you want to do it. Okay, that's the one I'd say. I did get out after 11 o'clock. So I've sent out 3 today. I didn't send them out too late at 11. I'll just put on my WhatsApp because obviously I'm the TR. But I put out there the pound, dollar, US dollar, yen, and the I didn't do CHF, JPY. I don't know why I didn't anyway. And I did sell AUD, USD. So got 3 out, and the one's doing quite nicely. The yen are okay. All of them better than being down. Okay, so that's not a bad start for the 4 o'clock show. Okay, I put the alarm on just before 1:30. We'll just switch over to US markets and have a look at them. But that's the score. So if you want to chase this one, you can. If you're in, obviously don't double up. Whilst on that subject, remember, as I mentioned before, you've got to have 2,500 Rand or equivalent in your account to become a member of my WhatsApp. For the very simple reason, not being awkward, the guy's got less than that, because you get, as you know, people already on there, you get too many signals to trade in $1,000 or 500 or 1,800 or whatever. It's just too many signals. You won't be able to cope with it. So you need the capital to make use of the membership, shall I say. If I become a member of a golf club and spending all the money without the money to buy golf clubs, you need the money to do the job. Okay, so I'll put it on if you have the money and you're not on it. Okay, please, obviously, if you do, tell me exactly who you are. Let's say, I'd like to remember your club. This is Jim. That's not going to cut it. I need the full details. Now, I'll upgrade you. No problem after I've checked it out, obviously. Remember, this is a business. You need capital. Guy got him at NARC today, so he can take his business away because he couldn't trade with 27 Rand. It'd be rude, but what broker will take that kind of business, Well, you can't trade with 27 Rand. Come on. Okay, so there you are. I'm just going to put up the other quick. I think most of you got it, but I'm going to put up quickly just to make sure the DXY. Refer to it so much, make sure everyone's got it. If you've got to get it last time, here's your chance. There's a link for the other, and the economic calendar is vital. I go on about these. It wasn't like this in the past. This has really come over the last few years, quite recent, in fact, where you have to keep an eye on it because it does interfere with the technicals quite a lot. So keep an eye on that candle, that economic calendar. So I think it's starting to get a bit late to chase now, so I'm going to knock it off. You should be in. If you're not, well, obviously you don't want to do it or you're already in. Okay, guys, so we did a quick précis of what's happened. And after the morning's doom and gloom, not much happening, doesn't look too bad. We've got a few out, and they all seem to be okay to not up to pretty good. Okay. I think it's a little bit quiet today after the hectic last week. So it's sort of a bit of quiet after the storm, say, calm after the storm, but at least they're either doing pretty damn, in fact, Brent and Dollar Yen doing very well, and the others are not doing too badly. The bottom line, this stage could change, obviously, all in the blue, so that's good. So at least I hope you're happy to start Monday afternoon off, because I'm glad that we had the afternoon showers here. As you probably, obviously, my accent sticks out like a sore thumb. I've done some of the early years in the UK. And once you get the rain, it sticks there, and it sticks there, and you can't get rid of it. Came in just now, only about an hour or so, and it thundered and plummeted, etc. I thought, oh my goodness, we can't do the trading room because you won't be able to hear me. They won't be able to hear you. But well, you need to hear me, obviously. But luckily, it's just come in and got out of the way. What a pleasure. Did its business, and now it's stopped. So what a pleasure. We're certainly going to share. I'm going to wait till I pass on over. Absolutely looking share. Ford stopped me out on a profit, and then it came back off again last I looked, but I'm out of that now. Picture raised as in modified stop. Hate when you say you're going short on your raised stop loss. Horrible things come in mind, like you push the stop loss up because you didn't want to be kicked out, and you are at a worse situation than you were originally. Well, I seriously don't encourage you to do that. Remember, you've got to calculate, you work out the volume where the stop is. Now, that's the worst risk. If you move it towards entry, you're reducing risk. Away, you're increasing risk. That's not cool. And I know you've tried before, and sometimes you've done it, it's come right in the end. But I don't want to make a habit of that and teach bad driving techniques to the new guys. You know what I'm saying? Once you know what you're doing, you can bend the rules. But and we've got responsibility new guys coming in. We don't want them led astray by the old hands bending the rules. If you see what I mean. Oh yeah, I thought as much, but I just want to make that clear because I'm pretty sure you knew. Other guys reading that might have, misinterpreted. Got to be careful. So it's like being in law. You've got to word everything exactly, or they'll come back and bite. You know what I mean. Doesn't cut it in law anyway. Okay, right. So yeah, it's not shooting the lights out, but all the trades seem to be okay. Clinton just joined. I'm being quite honest. That was more his trade than mine. But we discussed it. I thought we'll hold 5 a bit, get a bit of a confirmation. And I went back to him and I said, "What do you think?" And he said he quite liked the look of it. So that's why I sent it out. And it seems to be doing, well, what do we get it at? Yeah, we're in a bit of a profit. Not shoot the lights out, but it's a quiet Monday. So at least it's okay. And the Brent's doing very well, and the US dollar yen last I thought was doing very well, which is fine. Those are still in the CAD JPY. As I said this morning, I'm expecting upside, and that seems to be coming to the party now. So those are still in it. Even if we're down a bit, at least it's going in the right direction. That's the point. You're a bit late there. Come on, guys. What is the fine for being late, eh? I think we agreed anyone who's late has got to give us 5 concrete guarantee winning trades. What about that? Hey, so we need 5 concrete guaranteed winning trades, Mr. Kruger. No pressure, hey. Obviously, Sue, it's good to have you with us. No comment. I think you've got used to me by now. Okay, all right, good enough. Right, so where are we? Yeah, so we covered the trades. We mentioned about the economic calendar. I've copied and pasted a couple of fundamental things there for you. Right, any questions? Anything you want to go over? Just leading up to 4:30 as regards any shares you might want to look at. What do I think the market's going to open up? I think it's going to up and down. Am I a genius in saying that? Not particularly. The Dow is down as we speak by 240. I think you'll find the NAS is down as well. So we'll start looking at going across to look at this kind of thing. And there's somebody has other ideas to look at, which will take precedence. So the 12,000, as I put in the snippet, looks like it's okay. After about maybe a 200 pip stop at 12.2 and maybe take down 11.5. So far, anyway, that's not too bad. Remember what I said, don't touch the NAS if you've got a small account. The volatility will knock you out. We had a guy, I won't mention names, who unfortunately got himself and blew his account, to be honest. And he had 500 rand and he had on a highly leveraged account, and he put 3, not NASDAQ, but Dow, over 30,000. He put 3 micros in. On a 500 account, whether you're right or wrong, you're going to get margin calls, unless you're incredibly lucky. That's way overexposed. I don't think you should be doing a Dow below 8,000 really, because the size of it. Remember, the contract's 10, like the Nasdaq's 10. S&P is also 10, and S&P is about 4,000, and this is 12,000. The other one's 34. Big difference in figures, the same contract size. So one micro is a big different ball game on the Dow or the Nasdaq is to, let's say, gold, which is also 10 contract. Don't forget, check your specification, check your contract size as well as the margin. Quite simple, and it's all there for you. Okay, so you can check your leverage, your margin, your contract size, do the maths accordingly, and remember that you're looking about sometimes 500 rand, not always, sometimes more actually, a micro. So you can't go with 3 micros, and you're risking 300% of your entire capital, and that can come back, which it did in this case. So be careful. If you've got about a grand, even if you've got 500, I'll be up front, you're very, very difficult what you can do. I think you probably realize that anyway. But if you've got about a grand or so, you might be able to squeeze the S&P if you like the index. Okay, but not these guys. And it happens too frequently, and it normally ends up in tears. It doesn't matter going long or short, even if you're trading right. It's just the volatility will knock you out. Remember, 50 pips. It's just a bit smaller Forex, but just about maybe get away with it. You can't do a 50 pip stop on the NAS or the Dow. It'll kick you out in the opening noise. Hope you're all aware of that. Okay, so look at shares. I think we might not get an entry. Quite like the look of Microsoft for a short, but I think we'll have a look at opening. But I think most of them are open down. I'll make a little note of that. Microsoft. I hope that bloody BA is giving some jip. Some guys are still in it. I think probably Apple can look at it, maybe even Tesla. Remember, we're not looking long term. Don't look up stuff that said we think Microsoft and Tesla have got a lot of upside potential. I tend to agree with them, but not in the short term. Remember, they're looking long term. Apple still seems quite high. Yeah, we might get something on Apple. We'll see how it opens anyway. We'll have a look at Netflix. But yeah, Netflix has gone up, hasn't it? We might get some on Netflix and see what it opens. I'll write that down. How do you put that? NFLX dot sell. I'm looking at all of them as sells, by the way, and I'm looking at Tesla as a potential sell. You look at upside. Well, Clinton will have a look at it if it opens up anyway. It might be right. We'll see. I'm looking, it might actually come off a bit. We'll see. I think whether they believe in upside or downside, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up and down. But we'll see anyway. And I think this looks funny on the day, doesn't it? I think it might have potential of a bit of downside on this one as well. Quite a volatile stock. Oh, Baba, that's really screaming at him. But remember, Alibaba is Black Friday, the guy coming behind Black Friday, and I think that's seriously overcooked. Yes, who's put that up? Finally, I agree. It's given us some jip actually, hasn't it? It's attacked this, and I think that's going to hold. So I think we've got a good potential. So just because you won last time, say you're going to win this time, and the same, just because you lost last time, say you lose again. And here's your chance to maybe win this time. I think I agree with you. I think Baba has got a good chance to holding around about those levels. I'll put that down as well. So we can look at that in a couple of minutes as it opens. Unless you're looking at a buy, I'm looking for a sell. But Clinton's looking at upside. So I'll put an upside for that as well. A buy. I'm looking probably a bit of down, but we'll check it out on it. Okay. My worry, actually, to be honest, my worry, I've mentioned this many times before with Netflix, is absolutely nothing wrong with the product, the company. It's just everybody jumping on the bandwagon. Showmax, Amazon, I think even Google's got stuff out now. So they're small compared to these guys. What else? Disney, I mentioned Amazon, Apple's got stuff out. So it's just competition. Trouble is, most of the stuff they're putting out is much the same. It's the same sort of formula which they use to churn these things out. Hard work, probably. Be unfair to say churn it out, hard work to put into it. But once you've got one, don't you need the others? But whatever. But I think it's the competition that's giving it some jip. But so that's why I'm leaning a little bit more bit of downside there. But whatever, I think we'll come off a bit. $339. We'll come back to that right this moment. We've got a few minutes, so no sweat on that. Netflix. Always remember the mantra: don't get your stop too close, but start reducing risk when you can. So let's say you enter and your risk is, let's say, 10 units, whatever that is. As it moves in the right direction, you can reduce that risk by modifying the stop. Not increasing by a way, but towards, don't forget. Where you get this, should look at the weekly, get a better picture there. But it may, right, but yeah, you're right about that level. Yeah, a bit of resistance, just around the corner there, about $20 away. Yeah, might go. It's pushing into slightly strong over the 50. So it might get might push up there before it comes off. But I don't see why it should go up further. I think we've still got a long way to go on the problems worldwide and the debt problems. I don't want to bore you with it, but it's a lot of it's manufactured debt through some of the big boys. It's quite horrific behind the scenes what they get up to, because they know most people are financially not knowledgeable on what happens with these bankers. But it's not pretty when you go into it. I tell you, corruption seems to go hand in hand with power. Big money, big power, big corruption seem to go hand in hand. It's a worldwide thing. So I think that's a human thing. Yeah, well, see if it hits there on opening, but I think it might come off of that. We'll have a look anyway, but we'll agree on that. Fair enough. Now, the problem with that, Clinton, is if you, let's say it was opened at that price, the problem is, where would you put your stop? If you're going to aim that $20 away, you have your stop down here, you know, you got a $47 stop. So you couldn't take the long even if you wanted to. That's the hassle. You'd have to aim higher. And a stop within a daily range. Remember, so the open up was 3 hours, an 8-hour day. I think you're pushing your luck having a stop within the range. And remember, the shares, although I have to say, the American tech shares are a lot more quicker movers, for want of a better word, than the old JSE ones. But a lot of guys don't use the weekly as well as the daily for this. I don't really use the 4-hour much on shares unless it's very volatile. So I wouldn't be keen to put a stop loss within that day range. So you'd have to be looking in the region about 70, $80 upside, which is taking up to these sort of levels here, which it may get to, but yeah, it's got a few obstacles on the way, but we'll have that. But technically, it's in the buy zone, but I think it's going to come off. We have massive problem. I'm going to go on again. The world debt is a massive problem. Reducing those interest rates is called untenable debt. Untenable. Having zero interest rates means you're encouraging people to borrow, and you put it up, now we've got a problem. I think I mentioned before, the world debt's about 300 trillion American, while I think world wealth in assets about 100 trillion. So it's about, the debt's about 3 times the assets. That doesn't look pretty on the balance sheet. I'm prepared to bet, like I mentioned before, a lot of guys have got 50 rand in their pocket, probably one of the wealthiest people on the planet, because everyone else is in debt. To show wealth, but actually on the balance sheet it's not. Anyway, moving along, I've got another 5 minutes. So yeah, see how that opens, and we just hang on from there. We've got a couple already out, LUV, that might come off, which will be, that's okay. We've got to sell on that, if I remember rightly. We think we're still in it. So some guys joined a little bit later and higher up over 30. So we'll check on that as well. Sorry, 40, not 30, 40. We'll check on that, and hopefully that will open down as well. So the guys in there will be able to get an advantage. But I think we might be able to get Microsoft. We'll have a check on that. Just want to check Apple quickly. I think Microsoft might be the prettier of the two. Well, I believe having some problems on the chip side there, on the fundamental basis, Apple that is. And they're feeling a bit of competition from the other cell phone makers. I mean, I know you have Apple, Clinton, but a lot of people have brand awareness, brand loyalty. But quite frankly, on price, you get a lot of bang for your buck by the Chinese and the Korean products, yeah. Well, that's pretty good, Karen. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. It's not just to sort of butter my feathers or whatever the expression is. It's for newer guys to get, to get confidence. You see, hang on, this thing's working. Or to go and join my club. My club, I don't pick profit for me. The only reason I've got more in there is to make use of those signals. And they might find that, you'd be surprised how people find the money if they think it's going to be profitable for them. You know what I'm saying? Amazing what you can afford if it looks like it's going to be of value to you. And you see myself, Coyote, or anyone else in the group. If you've got £100 in there, you're wasting your time. I've got 3 signals out today. You can only go for one. Which you're going to pick? You might pick the wrong one. Okay, so I quite like the potential Tesla and this one I like to look at. Netflix, yeah, I might get a bit up before it comes off. We'll look at that. Baba, I think, is overcooked. Good Friday, sorry, Black Friday is over, so we might get some pullback on that. A little bit unsure at Apple, but we'll see. Remember, guys, we're just waiting up here. This is like all capitalism. You need capital. That's why it's called capitalism. And I just say, if you haven't got, that's fair enough. But too many guys have got, and through fear or step in the unknown, undercapitalized, which is, as long as you understand you're undercapitalized, it's going to be a battle, like any business. There's a lot of great ideas out there, just can't get going because they can't get anyone to invest the capital to give them a kickstart. So I had probably like Dragon's Den and had one over here, I forget what it's called, the something tank, something, I forget what it's called now, where they go to millionaires to invest in their business to leave the capital for a stake in the business. Yeah. So guys, I don't mind at all. Say I haven't got much of that. No problem with that. Because when you get guys thinking you're going to make the same as the top guys without the capital, I think it's not going to happen. Should be common sense to others. I think the hope is overcoming irrationality. So just bear that in mind. It's in your own interest to get the capital. Gold seems coming off nicely here. $10 in profit. I think $10 in profit, if you've got a moment now, anybody to, if you did, don't worry about it. So don't chase it up. If you decide to take the sell, then decide to take the sell, you can move it down to 1800 and then so you can get some more out of it. If you're on the buy, well, shame. What can I say? Okay, just see how this opens. Okay, I'm going to check the shares. About another 10 seconds or so. As you can see, it's leaning towards the down, and the Dow's off 200 odd pips. So that might be the same. Because, Amazon's part of the Dow as well as this one here. Yeah, I thought so. Off it comes. So let's give it a moment and we'll go and check the shares. Okay, let's see how they open. We'll start with BA, Apple, from the top there. I think we'll come back to that because I'm a bit iffy on that one. BA's come off a little bit of it. Baba, that might be getting to the 200. I think there's a good chance of coming off. Wait for confirmation. It's hit the 200. I think the sales might come in here. Unless you know something about the company I don't. Maybe I haven't heard anything about it. I mean, some fantastic windfall profit that have pushed it up. But I think that's going to hold. I think you might get some downside here. So we can put the stops coming off as we speak. Put the stop up here. That's that's only $3. That's fine. It's a $90 share. Yeah, maybe a $3 stop. Make it maybe $3 stop. You've got plenty of downside potential. Make it down to here. Yeah, $8 potential. So you get more than 2 to 1. I think it's coming off as we speak. And I'll chase this down. If you do, I'll give the figures to you. You want to do it? I'm not getting feedback. Does that mean no, or what's it mean? Okay, here in. I'll put it down. Right, let's get the figures down for it. Baba, 92.17. Make it $3, so make it 95.17. And when I put the stop, $8.87 on it. I think we'll go further than that if it starts coming off. We'll stop at 87. Okay. Well, right down there, 92 is coming off. Get the order in. We'll worry about the stop just now. I can't know because you won't know the many positions, like you idiot, Roger. But it's $3. You know that. It's $3 a share. What am I talking about? $3 a share. That's all you're going to worry about. Simple as that. Nothing more complicated than that. $3 a share. In rands, what's that? $50. 50 rand a share. There you are. I'll put 1.0 instead of per share because people seem confused. I don't know why with share business. So no, so don't put 0.1, guy. I don't even be able to default notes anyway. God's sake, don't put a fraction in. 50 rand for 1.0. This is not forex. It's come off $1 already. There you are. Pull up, came down. What a perfect piece of technical analysis it goes to form. So far, before I jump the gun. Okay, so you're in it. Great. $3 a share. You knew that anyway, and I put the S on TPA. Nice one, still. Nice one. Right, we'll go to your favorite Netflix, and all of them like Microsoft and Tesla. I think it might be too wide above here. So. It's a bit wide. No, it's too wide. Take it down to here. That's too wide. They're making $5 a share. If you want to do Microsoft, you can do it $5 a share and take it down there. So if you want to do it, I think it's coming off as we speak. So we'll do a short Microsoft, $5. What's that? About 80 bucks, 80 rand a share. So I need a bit more than hello, but it'll do. Hi. Okay. Right. So if you want to do this one, if you don't, I'll put it down. If you don't, you've got to tell me you're doing it or not. What's it? $5 a share, right? So make it sell on MSFT dot around. What's this thing here now? Or better, don't forget the or better. 60 SL, that's up to 258.6 TP 238. 238 on the nail. Risk is $5 a share. Where's a dollar? 5.735. Make it 85. Run with 80 there, or 85. There we are. Per share, sorry, per 1.0. Nearly put 0.1 out of it. Per 1.0. There you are. If you like the Microsoft one, I see some possible downside there. Even though NAS has popped up a bit, I think there's possibly a bit of downside there if you like. If you don't do it. Okay, Microsoft. Okay, that's good enough. I've got it down for you guys if you enjoyed it. There we are. Now, the next thing before we get to Netflix, anything happening on Netflix? Still popping up. Maybe, I think it's a bit too tight to buy it. And it didn't see much happening on the downside. 15 minutes, better picture. So I think it might be all right. Clinton, it might have a bit further to go up, but I think just leave it for the moment to get more of a confirmed sell. But I wouldn't be changing the buy here because I'm not sure we get a decent risk reward. Okay, if you think it's a buy and you need about a $40 stop, you look about $80 as a TP. It's up to you, isn't it? So let's look at Tesla first. Okay, we'll do Disney then. Not really shouting much at us. Might get to 200 or something. Okay, Disney. I used to love Disney as a kid. Yeah. So look at the 15-minute. I see some downside, but I think I want more confirmation. That 50-day is still holding, and that's popped its head up a little bit. Haven't come off as much as I thought, having a look at the Dow on opening. It might pop up a bit. I'm not that confident on the short on this one. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm angry towards downside. It might be true just to let maybe a break below the 50. Unless you really want to be aggressive. You know what I mean? Technically, it might be an idea to wait for a break. Anyone want to go Disney short now, wait for a break? Some might want to buy it. What do you think on Disney?
I'll wait.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good enough. Right. Okay, right. Tesla, what's LLUV doing? Not much. I thought it'd come off a bit more than that. Hovering, not. Anyway, it's cut me off a bit. Tesla. If anyone's still in Oxy, I'm not sure anyone's still in it. Modify the stop to entry. Make sure you don't lose on the trade. What was it? Tesla, that's right. Tesla. Lower lows at the moment. Yeah, I want the stop up there, but this is very volatile. But I think some downside there. It's very volatile. A $6 stop is on the 40. So it's a bit incorrect that. I can't do it on the daily. So yeah, you do need even that's a bit tight. Further stop up here somewhere. And you're looking at $13. You know what I mean? You have to go to the micro route. What do you think? A bit iffy on it, to be honest. Okay, Microsoft and Bubble will have a recheck in a minute. Bit iffy. Do you think it might get to 200? What do you think? Technically, it doesn't seem to be getting, it's getting lower lows last few days. They don't want to do this as a short. I think it's a possibility at market. Stop, I think it's going to have to be around about these sort of levels here. Like $10 at least. That's 160, 170 bucks a share, or 85 for half a share. As long as my half is bigger than your half, I don't mind. Not too keen. Okay. Well, don't overdo it. If you're in doubt, leave it alone. Have somebody loot me. Apple has a bit iffy on that. Anyone want to look at anything else on the share market? The potential? Yeah, check it off. Warmed up a bit now. Given opportunity, some like dazzling handsome for bloody end gas. All right. Well, that stopped out that trade. I'm a bit of happy for this end gas, to be honest. What do you want to do with this, Clinton? Want to enter another one? I think it gives more hassle. It should create more problems as far as I'm concerned. Might even get more downside now, which I don't know. I'm not keen on this. If you want to take it, you go with it, Clinton. Okay. What do you want to do with it, Clinton? Wait for a buy. You're waiting, or you don't want to go in now. It's a bit of support here. You want to buy it now. I'm a bit hot for this one, so I'm going to leave this to Clinton. Anyone join Clinton to buy on this one? Maybe a stop down here somewhere. Yeah. 50-cent stop's not too big. Take it up maybe there. 80 cents, maybe an higher. Take it there, and you get a nearly 2.5 to 1. So only 50 cents, and it was there. I went the daily up on the 1st of March 20. There you are. Last time that we had the stop, we're going to place you to go. That's not too bad if you wanted. Was March, and now we're talking December, 9 months ago. So stop down there, and maybe aim for the 200-day moving average. Okay, well, there you are. Maybe get a better price. I think it's such a bad idea, to be honest. I have to say, I quite like it after looking a bit more. I mean, if you put a stop loss there, it's only 50 cents away. The last time it was 520, it was way back in March. It's a good chance. It's not quite sure it's coming off, actually. Theory shouldn't be coming off. That worries me, but a bit slow. It doesn't blow my hair back. But yeah, I think it's a possibility if you like it. Anyone want to join? You're going to wait. Okay, I think most of the guys are going to wait on this. If you want to do it, pipe up, and I'll put the calculator up for you. If you want to go in now. Okay, we'll move on. Nasdaq's jerking it buddy around a bit here. I thought it might come off a bit more. Starting to come off, and look at that. But you know what it's like when it jumps around. Here's what I mean, guys. This is a 15-minute chart at 60 pips already in a 15-minute. So you cannot trade this with 500 or 600, 800 bucks in your account. You cannot do that. And it's not like in one direction, it jumps around. So you're long or short, chance of getting stopped out or margin call over the point is very high indeed. Please don't touch the NAS unless you've got a reasonable balance, put it that way. For your sake. But I'm talking about your pocket, not mine. Okay. Great. Right. Any other shares? Now we're on the afternoon show here. It's open. Any shares you want to have a look at, other than the ones we got, which is Bubba and Microsoft. Microsoft's about the same entries, not much happening there. And Bubba has come up about $1, so that's okay. Brent's still doing okay. But anyway, we're talking about shares now. And you want to look at the share market now? I've looked at Amazon or Google for a while. Not much history on it. They did the share split not so long ago. Might get a bit of downside there. Google. Everyone knows what Google means. Except Google. What's Google mean? It means something. What the hell's happening there? I have no idea why it doesn't get filled. I mean, if your volume's correct, if your volumes are too large, you won't get filled. Depends if you worked out your volumes properly. Either that might be an internet problem. Let's check Microsoft. It's moving. No, it's not. Look at that. Got a point there. Thanks, Pietro. Thanks for your support. Yeah. Very famous, popular film came out 30, 40 years called Blame It On Your Rio. So blame it on Wi-Fi. Yeah, you might have a point there, Mike. 1630. I'm just going to beg it. Just going to send a. No, hang on. Where's Jack around there? Clinton, can you have a look at it? Jack's not around, or can you do me a favor? Just WhatsApp Jack for me that Microsoft seemed to ground to a halt, and Google's ground to a halt. It's not opening. There's a few of them there, and that's not open. What about the NAS? Any problem with the NAS? The Nasdaq's all right. You talked to him. You're on it. Good man. Sort of guy you want on your side. Thanks very much, Clinton. There's your answer there, Mike. Thanks. With your volume's right. I said, what a stupid question. The guy knows what he's doing. Trading for a while. It just becomes a habit. A lot of guys say, I can't even trade, why not? And you check it out in the system, the volumes are way over the top. No, that's one of the volumes on the issue. Okay, fair enough, Clinton. You've got stuff to do. Okay. Well, he's informed Jack, so he'll be on it now. What else I can do about it?
Right, because it seems there's quite a few of them on the stocks that are not moving.
Yep, Apple, quite right. Bubba's moving. Apple's not, you're quite right. Netflix, Tesla. Yeah. Okay, if you want to check, if you're in it and you want to check the price, you're a bit worried about it, you can go to investing.com. All you do is go to the landing page. It's at the top there, search the website, put in MSFT or whatever you're in that's not moving, and you can check it out there. There might be a slight disparity in price. Remember, each market may get slight different prices. So it won't affect you because you'll go there. It won't make a difference to you. It might be slightly different, but you can see where it's going up or down. Doesn't matter if it says 100 there or 200, it's going up or down. Okay. So yeah, he'll be on it. He's very good. So I'm not saying that because he works here. I'm saying he's very good. So he'll be on it now. I believe he takes his phone to the loo. So yeah. So he'll be on it. God, this is a bloody nuisance, isn't it? Anyway, bubbles open. But yeah, last is coming off a bit. Okay, right. Till it comes back, we'll just have to hang 5 in shares for the moment. Probably a lot of people that come. I'm not on live chat now. Obviously, they'll come. When did it be up? My answer to that, I have no idea. Sorry, it goes off. It's not in my hands. It's in the tech guy's hands. Okay, just want to look at AUD USD. It's coming off a bit. Good stuff. So it's starting to happen. Where did we get in on 68? That's started to happen. So that AUD I sent out today, that's in profit. A bit early to modify just yet. You can reduce it down a little bit, but don't get too entry just yet. I'd like to see it take out at least 70, maybe 65 or something before we modify. At least that's happening. I'm just going to check the US dollar index. It seems to be strongish at the moment. That's good. CHF JPY seems to come with the party. It's not shooting the lights out, but it's in profit. 144.60 we got in. I didn't send it out, but it was on the trading room, so that's about 17 pips. GBP USD comes forward party now. What's that doing? What are we getting on? 22.80. So that's about 13 profit. You can get down to about 40. It's quite volatile. If it gets down to 40, we can start modifying. So if you see it come down to 40, just remind me. We'll go back to it and look at modifying it. Gold's doing fine. So if it did do the short, we should have a modify stop to just below 1800. So you've got a little bit of profit as well as cost covered, and ride it down. In fact, you maybe make it 17.95. Then you're in a bit of a profit, and it's still far enough away, $10 away. If you want to make it tight, it's up to you, but don't make it $2 away. It's too close. What was the other one? Dollar yen, 35.80, more or less what it was before. So you're nice in profit there. You can definitely move your stop on that one. I think you move your stop to 135.30, 35, something like that. Maybe 135.40. There you are. Then you're all in a nice bit of a profit on that. So yeah, the 3 trades sent out today are looking pretty good. Trading room are different because we had a few more out here, but I'm talking the ones I sent out. Remember, by the time I sent them out 11s, some of the ships had sailed, so I couldn't. But yeah, the 3 I sent out on the group, we're all doing okay. So that's fine. So not much I can do about that. My complete outside my hands. Depends what the tech guys in the background are doing. Yeah, I'm sticking to the trading side. Yeah, Amazon, Google, they're not moving either. So see we can't. Keep an eye. If it does, remind me. We'll go back and check it out. Okay, we don't want to chase too many shares if we're going to. That's kind of a shit at the moment. But whether we have or not, I think I've run out of ideas on the shares. What about Fryer? I've got to think about selling Ferrari just out of sheer bloody mindedness, but it's biting me every time. Nah, leave it alone. F stops come off. I've already been stopped out on that one, but all right, I made a couple of bucks, but I'm not chasing it now. If that gets back to 14 plus, I'll look at it again to sell it. But at the moment, I'm not chasing it. Don't forget to modify Brent stop, because as you see, it's come off a bit. Don't want to lose on it. Modify to entry, get Brent. Can't forget to do that. Euro dollar, I want to do it. I was a bit hesitant on that. Still a bit hesitant, to be honest. That's the way I should have got it, around about the 1.06 mark, somewhere around there. A bit hesitant on it. I think we've got enough of a dollar. Doing that a whole portfolio selling and buying the dollar in case something goes wrong. You know, we got 3 on the dollar, so maybe just hold 5 on that. Up to you. If you want it, we'll talk about it, bring me back to it. Okay. So the major thing is we got the NZD CAD out. Just a quick recap till we post there for me to look at. I'll stop immediately if you do. Just doing a recap. 686.30, 60 pips in profit. You can modify your stop. Okay. Maybe 86.10 or something like that to make a bit of a profit on it. That's okay. That's one goal we know is number 2 in favorite. Brent's 3 in profit. Dollar yen's 4 in profit. Number 5 dollar USD's in profit. GPY, that's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, AUD 7. We can't look at Microsoft and Baba because we just entered anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got out 1 on Friday. The rest today are in profit. So I think after a bit of a boring start, the Monday is looking a lot prettier now. Okay. I think guys are 10 day Petra where you modify stop, etc. Starting to get the idea now. Why be prudent, don't get cute. Just want to read something out in the meantime. One of the things I subscribe to, send a little thing out about Forex tips. Most of them are obvious, but we forget them. Like there's no success without risk. You need patience. The sea of knowledge has no limits. So it's kind of common sense, forget that. You've got a plan, boring though it is, you've got to have a strategy, I'm afraid. Follow a stop loss strategy. Analyze your transactions. Good so far. A lot of practice makes you perfect. Why do you think that these top sports stars do well? Because they practice. Just keep calm. Well, I don't know about that because easier said than done. Well, something I wanted to point out. Yeah, remember that a lot of counterfeit brokers. It's an American thing. This so, but it applies to worldwide. Not South Africa about, but to not pick on South Africa. A lot of counterfeit brokers that can get your way. So be sure you deal with a certified broker. Well, clear, I wouldn't make that statement. We weren't certified, would I? So clearly means that we are. Mediator. Something I want to look at. Patient is. Just give me a second. Just want to find something that. No, missed it. Okay, but yeah, bottom line is most of what we talk about in the trade room, they're saying out there, follow those tips. And you're not going to make a quick buck out of it. You get lucky once, you get unlucky the next time around. Plan, position sizing, we get the idea. Go on about it, but people are still doing it, so I have to. Remember, it's the number 1 reason why we end up in tears, is we try to get cute without experience, the knowledge, the right capital, overexposing, and then it comes back and bites. Is it? Thank you very much, Brady. So what's Microsoft doing? It's come off a little bit. What are we getting at? 53.60. It's come off a bit. That's good news. And the other one was Baba. I think Baba was moving, so we'll check that anyway. 90.09. So that's coming off nicely at $2 already. What a pleasure. We looked at anything else you want to look at? Is Tesla coming off? Yes, Tesla's coming off. No, we missed that now. Want to get a slightly better, but we didn't get in anyway. And so it's coming off. I'm not keen on chasing it now. If you want to, that's your choice. I wouldn't chase it now. You're going to have a stop pretty wide, maybe up here somewhere. You need a $27 stop. That's your problem. If you want to do it, still do it, but you can do half a share or whatever, but still. Depending on your account, of course. But yeah. So that's what I've got for the meantime. Oh, Netflix, something else. Not much happening there. You looked at Disney just now, didn't you? So look at Disney again. It's starting to come off. Maybe it's not so bad one. I thought, yeah, I still think we maybe wait for a break to confirm. Okay. And as it's jumping around as it does, it might look pretty to chase it down and it bumps up again. So at the moment, I'm quite happy with those two. We still remember we're still opening in, unless you stopped out of Oxy, and we're still open in LUV. Where's LMN? There we are. Bit slow, but it's starting to come off, which is okay. At least Microsoft's moving and hopefully continuing to move in the right direction, which appears to be trying to do. That's good. So Bubba and Microsoft re-entered now are in the okay zone. Not the big profit zone, but the okay zone. Okay, now they're all up and running. Anything else you'd like to look at now we're on the subject? Are you guys doing all right with this morning's signals? Are you happy with them? Let's get some nice feedback for the guys. Maybe urge them to grab the money together and become a part of be a member of the group. Happy with it? All right, don't talk about Thursday, Fridays. That didn't work so pretty, but they've been pretty good this morning anyway, all three of them so far anyway.
Yes, definitely. Today is 110% better than last Thursday, Friday, my friend.
I would agree on everything except one thing, your figures. I think it's about 1,000% better. I'm only kidding.
Feel 1,000% better, but it's more than 100% in the figures, mate.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, no, I was obviously only kidding you. Thanks, Farley. Nice to have a bit of support there. Thank you. And it's not BS. I mean, the figures are there. Can't lie on that. We're all human. We like the positive feedback. And yeah, take a bit of strain, you send one out and it kicks you in the teeth. Believe me, I've had clients give me therapy instead of the other way around.
I must tell you, something is going on with the dollar because the dollar JPY is running well to the bottom.
What do you mean? It's fallen down again, you reckon? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the other way around. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, we've been saying a long time. In fact, Sean, that thing's on the moment, was saying this morning, wait, that it's got to weaken sometime. Wait, it started to weaken, let's grab it. So now we're up 100 pips from this morning. Happy days. I like it. I'm in this one, so I'm smelling like a Cheshire cat. That was my idea as well. If it was Farley's idea, I wouldn't be quite so happy. But it was my idea, so it's a double smile. Oh, you got that 104 right, eh?
Yes, no, but I'm happy if you're happy, if everybody's happy. We're all here for one goal, and I love it.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all kicking the same goalpost. Exactly. Well, goals. Let's leave the goalpost out of it. Okay, straight. I've only been trained for about a month and a half now. 6 weeks, not long, fine, but based on training lesson and knowledge transferred in these training sessions, one of the best training days since I started, so that you and everyone for sharing your knowledge. Thanks very much. Now, if you start to come right after a month and a half, that's very good. And you can say, well done yourself, but I think that's the benefit of the trading group, because I'm telling you right now, I've never seen it as a new guy, because you still have a lot of hope, you know what I mean? But normally in trading, they say, if you've broken even after about a year, you've been doing about a year, that's when you should start to make money. And that frightens guys off, because everyone wants everything instantly now. So I don't really make that quote. But I can say it now because Marius has been coming here for a month and a half and he's starting to get some sort of hang of it. So that's the beauty of it.
Well done, Marius. That means you have discipline.
Oh, well, yeah, clearly. And the selling good is gold as well. And the GP, yep, that's flying as well, is it? Fantastic. Yeah, that's what we'll point out, because the industry norm is about a year, but I've had a lot of guys in here, not because they're clever or someone else is clever, not about the cleverness, because it's not splitting the atom stuff or neuroscience or whatever. It's because they put the effort in and the time, and like anything else, And the results have been coming within a couple of months. For any new business to start getting reasonable results in 2 months, that's exceptional. You're not going to be a top football player or a top IT guy or a top lawyer in 2 months, trust me. But one thing I want to go on about this, Maurice, just like a scenario. Everyone talks about privilege, you know, white privilege, rich privilege, this sort of thing. If you haven't got the discipline, then what privilege you got? You're going to screw up. That's a fact. I've seen a lot of people born with a privileged silver spoon in their mouth screwing up because they didn't have the discipline. I've seen guys with less privileged background do better because they have the discipline. And even IQ, I mean, if you've got an IQ of Forrest Gump, I honestly might battle, but to joking apart, you don't have to have a very high IQ. It's the discipline. Low discipline is the problem. And I have to be honest, been one of my problems throughout my life. I've been fairly gifted in a lot of areas. The trouble with that, things like you have a lot of natural strength, things come easy. And that makes you lazy and you become indisciplined. And that's been my problem most of my life, is the lack of discipline. I'm being honest, open with you. And as a result of it, I haven't really achieved a lot of things I'd like to achieve when God has given me those blessings, for want of a better word of doing it, simply because I didn't apply discipline. So if you're not the world's brightest, you're not the world's best this or best that, or the most privileged or best whatever, and you got a bunch of discipline, you usually end up a winner. So that's the name of the game, absolutely.
Well said, Roach. Well said. It's true.
If you look back, hey, Fanny and guys, most of the screw-ups you made in any business, not necessarily any business, even relationships, is usually something to do with discipline. And over emotion. I'm quite an emotional person as well. I made my training career. Remember, I didn't have the help of training when I started, nothing like this. Still didn't have all this fancy IT stuff. But most of my mistakes, lack of discipline and emotion, not controlling it. What do we get on GBP USD? 2280. Bloody hell. Got a point there, waffling away. About discipline. Let's talk about discipline. Let's start modifying our stock. Make it, you might get a bouncing around figure. Remember, guys, the round figure is a psychological, nothing to do with rationality. Psychology, area support and resistance. And a lot of guys get out there, get in there, put their TPs there or stops there or whatever. So you might get a bounce. I don't know. You might get a bounce there. So we want to get your stop not too close. I don't want to pop up, stop you out, and come flying off. You're not on board. So I'm not going to use the 20 pip rule. I'm using the 40 pip rule. I think you put it 22.40. Okay. Now you got a 40 odd pip profit. You can't lose in the trade unless something drastic happens in the world. Can't guarantee it, but highly unlikely you're losing the trade, and you've got yourself a nice profit. Not breaking even, a nice profit. So you've got a nice profit on that one. I'm going to go back to yen as well. That's gone up quite a bit. Okay, it's taken out 136. We got in just in the early 135s. So I think you can pop that up to 135.80. So it pops back below and hovers around. You'll get knocked out for next movement upwards, which is a good chance of it happening. The last thing you want to do is kicked out and it goes right up and hits your TP. So I think if you want 135.80, if you think that's a bit close, 135.70. But don't put it above 135.80 if you are going to modify it. But whatever you do, modify it into some sort of profit. The last thing you want to do is a bomb go up, the dollar plummet, and you're knocked out in the profit in a loss when you've been 100 pips up. That would really, and that might piss you off. It pissed me off as well. You don't want to piss off TR host, you know what I mean? Oh, really? You're a bodybuilder, are you? Oh, that's absolutely guaranteed. It's social media. It's absolutely no one, no Mr. Universe out there or Miss Universe or whatever can get there physically without that discipline. That's an excellent example of it. Absolute must. We all join the gym with all these dreams, looking at that picture, that magnificent body. We pay our subscriptions, and nobody wears off for a couple of weeks because the hardware discipline comes in and we let it go. We buy dreams, but to sustain the dream, you need that discipline. Excellent example. Easier said than done. And I'm the first to put my hand up on that. As I say, most of us, very much myself, can say we haven't achieved anything like what we should have achieved simply because of that reason. And I've had the privileged background of the work, so I can't use that I can't use that card, put it that way, as an excuse. Going back to this, that takes out 136.25, 30, maybe 30. maybe move your stop up a little bit closer as well. Then you can bank more profit. Okay, I can't do what's happening. I'm in the trade. I'll look at that as fine. Okay. Actually, they use me, by the way, Maris, for gyms as well. They show my body off and say, if you don't join, you look like me. So and they pay me good money for my bad bod. Just shows, eh? Do you want to look like him? No, join the gym. Sorry, I tease myself a little bit. Even the S&P starting to come to the party, eh? But it was it 81? I think it was. Just check if I got the figures right. No, sorry, 71. So that's the case. You're still in the S&P from Friday or Thursday, wherever it was. Suggest you modify your stop again. You don't want to lose the S&P trade, eh? So I want to put a line through that. We can't lose on it. Okay. So we won't refer to any more because it's from last week. So if you haven't modified, that's your fault. I've given you the implicit instructions to do just that, so you don't lose. There you are. That's called a TR host directive, on pain of being 24 lashes, or 2 years before the mark. There you are. Yeah, so that's doing nicely. Has it taken out the round figure? Different body language this morning, eh? You hear it from here. It's nice, it's going well there. Take it out. Start to take it out. Good. If you continue, then we get the stop a bit closer. Just make sure we get at least below 90, 85 somewhere. We start moving. It'll be even nicer to take this guy out. Might get a bit of noise there. Might get a bit of noise there. If that takes that out, we're well in business. I think I'm expecting quite a bit of downside. So try and keep that gravy train rolling. Don't get stopped out, but getting it too close. Then you're going to be thoroughly fed up. The gold, anyone who took the short on the gold, I think you can bring it down to 1780. It's a bit close, and you've got $10 from not $10 profit, but it's come down $10. So bring it down to 1780, and then you're smiling. AUD USD, it's a nice day today. Hey? Yeah, what are you getting the AUD of the round figure? That's 50 in profit. Oh, yeah, we want to modify a stop loss on this one as well. So modify it to 67. I think 67.80. Now you've got some profit there. Just give me a second, guys. I'll look after the guys on the WhatsApp. Excuse me, I know we're in the trading room now, but I just need to send that out to the guys who are can't make it, but are members. Okay, so. Will be a few moments I do this. USD. Let's just check, make sure get it right. It's popped up again, so I'll make it 40. Okay. 1.2240. 2.10 profits and suggest USD JPY just below the round figure. It's coming off a bit, so make it 135.80. Do forgive me for this, but it's only fair on the other guys as well. Good enough. Good is good is good is nice. Okay. Righty. Okay. The others didn't send out, so don't think about that. We'll just discuss those in the trading room. Okay, so all seem to be doing okay. We're all modifying the profits, so we call them winning trades. Gold's a winning trade to profit. S&P is a winning trade to profit. CHF JPY. Can we do some of this now? Make sure that's a winning trade. Brent, definitely. That's a winning trade. Get it, well, put a stop into some sort of profit. It's coming off a bit now, but don't get too close. But we'll leave Brent now. If you're in, you're in. Don't join it now, but modify a bit of profit. Not much. Keep a bit of a distance, but don't lose on it. CHF JPY, 144.85. We got it one. That's too close. Needs to get going. This, I think, I don't know what you guys got in, but I got it down at 144.61. It's only 25 pips. I think it's pushing it now. If you can take out 145, we'll do that. If we do that in the next 10, 15 minutes, we'll do it. If not, we'll close the trading room. Don't worry about it. You can remember, if it takes out 145, keep a distance, maybe make it 144.70 or something, then you know you're doing okay. I'm not, finally, I'd rather, we did okay this morning with it, but I prefer getting near the 85 mark. If it pulls back another dollar, yeah, but I think just run with it at the moment. So you should be out of this one. If you did, you put your stop too tight. Good, Keone. Make a bit of it, but it goes up and down. Look at this noise here. We're long in it, came off. It goes up a bit. You see what I mean? It's going to happen. It came off, going up a bit. That could come back down there and up a bit. So I don't get it stopped too close. I'm not keen on chasing it now, but I still see it. Think it's got upside. Wait for a bit more. If you get a better price, we'll miss it. But the guy's already in it. Make sure you don't lose in the trade. That's all I can say on that. Fairly commonsensical. So we can't lose in the gold. The other three are sent out. Brent, you can't lose on now. And CHF JPY, hoping that's going to be the same story. And S&P you can't lose on. Just before we go to the next one on the shares, look at the NAS. NAS is coming off. I thought it might do, bouncing around. Remember I explained last time, or not last time, but a while back, what happens on the NAS? There's a large amount of orders waiting to be filled or exit or closed on opening. And that's why you see this mad jumping around. There's big orders either be waiting to jump out or jumping to get in. That's why you often get jumping around on opening. Just remember that. Nothing to do with the NAS is good or bad. Only opens widely down or up. If the whole market's come off or shot up, then often you'll see that happen anyway, because the guys would have pulled their exits on opening anyway, because it wouldn't have got filled. If that makes sense, hope it does. Get most of this common sense you think about it. Buyers and sellers. You want to sell your house, your car, willing buyer, willing seller. Get the idea. Same principle. It's a business. Okay, so that seemed to become defined, which is good. So we should get some Microsoft and Baba moves. Baba's close. Look at it. What's Baba? Come off. We got in at 92 or thereabouts. It's a couple of dollars. Not shooting lights. I was hoping better. I'm not worried about it, but we should get moving a bit more, eh? But hey, at least it's in profit. Shouldn't enrich too much. CAD JPY. Not much happening there, is it? I still think there's potential upside. Just scared of chasing. You've been letting me down the last couple of times. Come back to that, okay? Have a bit more time there. So we'll look at Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft's okay. 253.60. So those on board Microsoft are in a bit of a profit. Again, no lights being shot out, as they say, but at least you're in a profit. It's going the right way. LUV, so is that stuck? What the hell's happening there? Oh, bloody hell, diabolical on this thing. Anyway, hovering. We'll see how it works out anyway. I think that's like BA coming off. I think somebody's stuck in that one a little bit, but it's not pretty. NZD CAD, we modified on that, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's fine. We'll cross that out. So that's people going back to it. Okay. Right, that was from last week. Yeah, CAD JPY. Maybe a little bit of moral support on this one. See, it's coming off again. What's wrong with this Canadian dollar? What happened at 5 o'clock? Just check the economic calendar. Is it American? What's American? Yeah, American PMI came out. The manufacturing index was slightly higher, and that in theory should move the dollar a little bit on the positive side, which seems to have occurred. 56.5 compared to 53.3, so it's slightly higher. So CAD JPY, I still think we've got to expect some upside coming soon, but I'm just getting nervous with it. So I'm gonna, unless you guys want to like the look of it, I think I'm just gonna hang 5 on that one. But if you want to look at it with pleasure, bring me back to it. Okay, some guys I think this morning asked about the dollar Canadian and the dollar CHF. Well, we missed that ship while we were there. Yeah, I think that ship sailed, okay. And CHF. See, the CHF is now getting back to what it should be, a strong currency. So yeah, that's not good enough. Rather buy the dollar against something else. So remember, we've got $3 trades out. We don't want to be overexposed to the dollar in case something goes wrong. However, having said that, it's not a major trade smack, because if something goes wrong, you're going to be stopped out of the profit anyway on the other 3 positions. So maybe we can look at it. No, don't like it. I've looked at it, I don't like it. So the dollar CAD sailed. This one I don't like. There's the 2 even steams at the moment. I don't like betting against the Swiss franc. Okay, and I think Brent, sorry, Farney & Company, I think Brent, don't chase it now. These sort of levels here, I'm having a problem. Even here, better still. Around these levels here, cross areas there, but not here. Okay. Right, I think that's answered that question. And the dollar index is still going up. You've all got it because I posted it just now. Okay, any questions, newer guys, on where you get the margin, where you get the contract size? How do you put a line on a chart? Not how do you do it, but I mean, what are those lines on the chart? Where do you get the calculator from? I take it everyone's got a calculator of some sort. Please, 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 if you can't do the maths, with a bit of experience, I don't really need it. I can do it now. It's just practice, but make it easier for you. You've got the system there. You've got the calculator. Make sure you use it. And do not forget, you go and use the Excel one for shares. And shares open at 4:30. Okay, I think we're all clear on that. Try to remember each time to remind. As new guys start, why can't I enter? Because it's not 4:30. Or they use this calculator for shares. You can't. And do not go 0.01 on a bloody 10 rand share, $10 share. It's just, you just know. It's like buying one match. Never. I've even forgotten how to do it. I think you got to right click somewhere at the back. Clinton will help you out on that. He's the expert on that. I think you right click somewhere on the open trades, and then the drop down box of trading stops there somewhere. I never use it, but to be honest, I don't have to. I'm in front here and I can modify. I personally, you can as well. You put a trading stop in, but I like to be in control. And if you got it on your phone and you got mobile data, and even if it's in your office, it doesn't take 2 seconds. Even if you're busy, just to quickly check your phone and tap to modify. But if you want a trading stop, yes, they are provided. Pension will assist you with that if you want it. But it's not that difficult. Double click somewhere on your trades, and that should do it. Okay, quickly ask him the platform trading, which he does. Okay. As I'm having my supper, he'll be working, so go and bother him. How's that? But no, I don't have to answer your question. Okay, I think the ship sailed. You want to join the euro dollar by now? Yeah, that ship sailed. Yeah, it's taking that out. No, I won't be chasing it now. Okay, 4 on. No, leave it. No. If we get higher up, maybe tomorrow morning, we might get another possible trade here. So it's looking a lot prettier, putting me in a much better mood. Much better mood. Okay, yeah, we covered a fair bit, and most of it good news. Let's let it continue. But anyway, Brady, as I say, sure, make sure you got it on your phone, just modify it manually. Only time I think it might be of use is in the middle of the night, be fast asleep. Okay, any questions? Anything you'd like to look at? Anything on the clarification aspect you want to look at? Golf's doing well, isn't it? Well, that one right, rather say it nicely. Last week traumatized you, Celia. I know you told me. We make silly, but it traumatized me and one or two others. You weren't alone in that traumatization, trust me. And remember you saying you take a break? And there you are, it's a classic example. And you did take a break. That was a discipline, you attempted, you took the break, back on Monday, and the heart's beating again. It certainly can. It's not the faint-hearted. In fact, before you're allowed to join the SAS or Delta Force, you've got to last 1 month of trading. If you can't last a month of trading, you're not up to that. You won't be selected. It's part of the selection process. They've got to get through a month of trading before they become a special forces operative. It's that bloody heart-stopping. Yeah, true. It's completely true, Blue. I know I did not just make that up. No ways. Yeah, but joking apart, that's why we call us trading Marines immediately. Yeah, obviously I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, nice one, yeah. Okay, we're just coming up to past. Last couple of minutes. Anything you want to look at, clarify, and you want to recheck? Can we do CHF JPY? As yet, I think it's now 30 pips away. If it gets above 145, maybe modify your stop to entry. Then at least you can put that down to the okay trade. I'm actually glad you said that, Celia, because you're so cheerful about 2 weeks ago, and then Wednesday, Thursday really sort of that's the most you go in trading. That's the trouble, and it just takes time to. You never really master the emotions, but at least they get a little less traumatizing. Put it that way. But the major thing is got a smile back in your face. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Good stuff. Well, let's look at Baba. Hey, Baba's coming off. Hey, increase that smile here, Celia. That's coming off. And Microsoft, not flying off, but it's coming off. Okay. Nice break. I don't look at it anymore. I went in on a high note. It's like you played golf. You birdied in the 18th hole. It puts you in a better move than what you did in the past 17. Hey. Oh, yeah, Netflix. I just saw Clinton's name there. Just reminded me. Netflix. What do you want to do with this? Do you want to chase it here as a buy or well, we discussed the risk reward, not worth it. Nerves short, it seems to be pretty strong. And the NAS has come off, but this doesn't seem to be following suit. Shows a bit of strength there. Rather sell the weaker ones, not sell the stronger ones. In the NAS is coming off, that is obviously, but the NAS is coming off. But certain NAS is going up, clearly. And I think we missed Tesla. Eh? Yeah, we missed Tesla. I've said that it still might come off more, but I think we missed it this time around. Okay, yeah, okay. US dollar, yeah, it's coming up nicely. So that's the yen's doing okay. Okay, modify as you see fit, not too close. Try and keep it at least 30 pips behind. Otherwise, if you want to put it 10.15, you might as well just take the profit. Why would you do that? Get stopped out in the noise. If that dollar continues the way it's doing, so there's a good chance of it, but a good potential to get up here. It's further 145. That'll put a big smile on your face, guys. There's a pound dollar, it's just stretching a bit. I thought that, see how it hits the round figure there, pops its head below and pops up again. Yeah, but is it coming back off again? That's the question. Hopefully it will do. Let's look at the 5 minute. Don't do very often. Let's look at the 1 minute. Well, hope it didn't stop you out. Remember, you got to stop at 122.40. Hope it didn't go above 25. What comes off again? Good. Even good heavens, even LUV's moved down a few cents. Well, I'll be. Bubba, is it still doing stuff? Yeah, not bad. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to give Cat JPY a bit of a missing out on it. I still want to do it, but I'm not confident at the moment. We got enough out anyway, so why spoil it by pushing stuff? And some of them, like guys, might have enough free margin to go for another one if it came up. Don't forget, you've got to keep free margin in there. So you've got, let's say, 10,000 rand. You don't want to have 9,500 on the market because you have enough free margin on trades to maintain the flow, if you know what I'm saying. So make sure whatever you keep some free margin. That's why guys trading on less than 500 and 101, we can't because it takes up 280 or so plus minus depending. So and then you got only a couple hundred, so you can't go in anymore. Even if you wanted to, you don't have enough free margin. That's coming back down. That's good news. Okay, I think that we'll leave on a high note. We're doing well and hope we can progress tomorrow and to continue that trading journey. It's really nice. It's made the day. We've had great trades out. All of them looking pretty good. Fantastico. Things like this will make up for the bleak Wednesday, not Black Friday, but bleak Wednesday. Okay, cheers, Clinton. Cheers, guys. And yeah, catch you tomorrow morning. Hope the smile gets wider and wider still. Cheers. Thanks very much for your support. Cheers now.